video, we will have a lot of good things to say about vitamin D. However, what we have to say may surprise you. If you have done any kind of research, you may have come across a lot of contradictory information and even myths regarding this vitamin. You started out to find out about an important health concern, and you must be wondering, why isn't there just one simple answer? Just as in every healthy lifestyle factor, there must be balance. Some people have the idea that if a little is good for you, then more must be better. This is certainly not the case with vitamin D. Taken in appropriate doses, vitamin D is generally considered safe. However, taking too much vitamin D in the form of supplements can be harmful. Children aged 9 years and older, adults, and pregnant or breastfeeding women who take more than 4,000 international units a day might experience nausea and vomiting. We are going to give you the facts and dispel some myths about vitamin D. Hopefully, you will gain a clearer understanding about this important nutrient. Let's get started. Fact: everyone needs vitamin D. Its main purpose is to help your body absorb calcium from the intestines. Calcium is crucial for growing and making your bones strong and healthy, regardless of your age. Children who do not get enough vitamin D will suffer deformation of their bones, also known as rickets. Fact: there are 3 sources for vitamin D. We get it from either food, exposure to the sun, or from vitamin supplements. Few foods are naturally rich in vitamin D3. The best sources are the flesh of fatty fish and fish liver oils. Smaller amounts are found in egg yolks, cheese, and beef liver. Certain mushrooms contain some vitamin D too. Most dairy products, cereals, and juices are fortified with vitamin D. When we are exposed to the sun, our skin can manufacture its own vitamin D. The skin has vitamin D receptor cells. When these cells are exposed to the ultraviolet B rays in sunlight, they convert cholesterol into vitamin D3. This process does not take very long, so it is important to follow good health guidelines on limiting your exposure to sunlight. Catching the sun's rays in a sunlit office or driving in a car will not help, as window glass completely blocks UVB light. The third way to get vitamin D is by taking dietary supplements. It's available in both capsule and liquid form. Supplements are generally recommended for people with fat absorption issues, lactose intolerance, milk allergies, as well as for people with medical conditions that prevent them from going outdoors. It doesn't matter whether you take the capsule or liquid concentrations. Liquid vitamin D is just as effective as powder or pill forms. However, liquid is a good option for people who have trouble taking pills. Fact: vitamin D can help battle low moods. Vitamin D is associated with levels of 2 hormones. One is serotonin, notably important for mood regulation, and melatonin, which regulates our sleep. Low levels of either hormone could contribute to seasonal affective disorder, a mood disorder that is caused by the seasonal drop in exposure to sunlight. Scientists have come to understand that vitamin D plays a wider role in our mental health, from depression to schizophrenia, as well as in brain development. Yet, how it plays a role also remains unclear. Fact: there are 2 main types of vitamin D. The first is D3, which is found in animals, including fish, and is the kind the skin makes when exposed to sunlight. The second is vitamin D2, which comes from plant-based foods, including mushrooms. Studies have found that D3 is more effective and is the preferred choice for creating supplements. These are the basic facts regarding vitamin D. Now we will clear up some of those myths. Myth: you won't get any vitamin D if you use sunscreen. It's true that high-quality sunscreens block the sun's ultraviolet B rays, and those are the very rays that prompt your skin to produce a version of vitamin D. But even if you're covering every inch of your skin with sunscreen, at least some UVB is getting into your system. It's unlikely that you'll get enough vitamin D to meet your body's needs while wearing sunscreen. If your physician determines that your levels are low, they will most likely place you on supplements anyway. It's important to protect your skin anytime you are in direct sunlight. Myth: vitamin D is known to prevent cancer. There isn't enough evidence to recommend vitamin D for every form of the disease. Scientists have done a lot of research on the role of vitamin D in colorectal cancer. The results have been inconsistent. However, there are several studies that found that higher levels of vitamin D are linked with a lower chance of getting the disease. Myth: all vitamin D supplements are created equal. Recently, researchers tested 55 bottles of vitamin D3, both over-the-counter and prescription. What they found was an absurd amount of variation. Some samples contained as little as 9% vitamin D, while others contained as much as 146% more than indicated. What's more, the prescription pills were almost as variable as the over-the-counter pills. Since we have established some facts and uncovered a few myths, now let's talk about the side effects and risks associated with vitamin D. When taken by mouth, vitamin D is expectedly safe when taken in recommended amounts. Most people don't experience side effects with vitamin D unless too much is taken. Side effects of taking too much vitamin D include weakness, dry mouth, nausea, and vomiting. Taking vitamin D for long periods of time in doses higher than 4,000 international units per day is possibly unsafe. As with any other food or nutrient, it is safe to take vitamin D supplements with the appropriate dosage, but some people could have a bad reaction due to an allergy or a drug interaction. Are you in one of the groups most at risk of vitamin D deficiency? There are certain people who are more at risk of a vitamin D deficiency. Those most likely to be at risk for low vitamin D include vegans and vegetarians, people who spend a lot of time indoors, those over 55, inflammatory bowel disease patients, people who have a BMI over 30, and people suffering from depression. If you do fall into one of these groups, you may want to consult with your doctor to check your vitamin D levels and see if you could benefit from supplements. If you take any supplements and notice symptoms such as weakness, loss of appetite, and nausea, you should report this to your doctor. We have enjoyed bringing you another video, and thank you for watching this to the end. The tips and suggestions mentioned in this video are for general information purposes only, and should not be construed as professional medical advice. If you are over 40 and are concerned about your vitamin D levels, it's important to consult with your physician to ensure that you have a clear understanding of your personal situation from a medical or mental health standpoint. If there is a health or wellness subject you would like to know more about, leave us a comment and we'll be happy to put together a video. We hope you have learned something helpful. Please subscribe to our channel.